Okay, so I'm going to. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the uh, Wisdom Podcast. My name is George Picard. I'm a Sifu, which basically means in Chinese, Master of Tai Chi Qigong. I'm also a seventh degree black belt in Okinawan Goju, and I have a studio. And right now, my preferred method is teaching Qigong to help people heal many different things. And so that's the purpose of my life going forward. But something happened. We're talking about purpose of a life, and as you get older, like I'm in my 70s now, so early 70s, we'll put it that way. Um, and you start to wonder as you get older, what what is the whole purpose here? What the hell am I here for? Everything I've done in my life, good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter, is going to end at some point in time. It's inevitable. Mortal life is going to be over at some point. So what was the whole point of experiencing all this kind of stuff? Is that it? Starts here, ends here, that's it. Well, obviously there's more to that. But where this came in, the quote that came on today, something happened today that brought this quote on, so I went to it right away. It's not going to be a long session. It's this: life is like the flame of a lamp, soon extinguished when its fuel is exhausted. Now you take that meaning in many different ways, and of course it hit me like a ton of bricks when something happened to me today. I mean, I've experienced things like this long. I may have heard me mention at some point. This is what happened. So it's lunchtime. I go down to lunch to have a hamburger at this new place that's out. It's only a couple blocks away. Delicious. Rudy's, it's called, if anybody cares. And they've got this smash burger, double beef cheeseburger, and I just felt like one. They're really good. So I go down there and I buy one. I decide to eat it there. And I serve me and take a bite of the hamburger because it's big, right? And it slides out. One of the patties slide out, and then the bun comes apart, and it just looks like a mess on this plate. So I decided to eat it anyway. So I'm eating it. And I asked for a fork and said, why? It's well, look at this burger. It's all over the place, man. It just fell apart because the burger slid out, I guess. So I started eating it. I used a fork, just as good. I just can't hold it in my hands except for the bun part that's left. And anyway, I just enjoyed it anyway. But as I was leaving, she said, would you like one to take home? We're going to make you another one for free that you can take home. Double beef and cheeseburger. I said, well, okay, thank you. And they did. I ate all my meal anyway, and I put it away. So I'm taking the bag home. I'm full. This is a big burger, and I'm not going to eat it when I get home. So they're going to have to heat it up. Well, anyway, I put it in the car in the front seat, and they gave it to me for free. And I'm pulling out of the parking lot. There's a homeless guy standing there, and he's walking kind of in circles and so on. And he walked by me, and he went down the corner. I said, I don't need this. This guy's probably hungry. I'll give it to him. So I went and had to drive around the parking lot again to come up to the sidewalk. I said, hey, buddy, are you hungry? He said, yeah, I am. I'm really hungry. I said, Greer, how'd you like a delicious double burger from that restaurant right there? And I pointed at Rudy's. His eyes lit up and he came in, thanks. And, he's going to have this meal. This will fill him up for sure. Anyway, without giving it a second thought, the only thought I saw was, geez, I'm not going to eat another one. I should give it to this guy. It's free. And I did. So that comes to the part of life that says, life is going to soon be extinguished. And what is the point? The point is, I suppose, today, I made just a couple of statements here. Today, did you tell somebody you love them today? And made that energy connection. You had a heartfelt rate for them. Hey, I love you. Have I told you how much I love you today? I like to say. Did you say thank you and mean it? Often turn around and say, "Oh, thanks. No, thank you, thank you." Without giving it a second thought, this is a heartfelt thank you. And really take the moment in. That's what you're doing. It's gratitude. Did you help somebody today? Someone open a door, help somebody cross the street, help somebody put a cart away, whatever it is. There's many little things that you can do. It makes a difference to the individual. Were you grateful today? Man, I just started getting this, maybe a year ago, realizing that where we live in, I mean, we've got everything. If we get hungry, there's food banks, there's corporate, there's government help, there's all these different things that we have. We got a grocery store down the street. Within 10 minutes, I got 4 different grocery stores I can go to buy some food. out of the house, it's warm, everything is wonderful. Yet 90% or 95% of the world's population lives in a garbage dump or lives in poverty that would make our homeless look like kings. And how often are we grateful for what we have? Really, it's a heart energy, grateful. So we don't really use it. When's the last time you thought, oh man, I'm so grateful for today? I open my eyes, I'm grateful for this breath. No, we just take it for granted. Yeah, we don't want to think about those other people across the other side of the world. Were you in your heart today or in your head? One of the quotes is the longest journey in your lifetime is from your head to your heart. But were you here or were you here? Heart-based emotions or head-based emotions? I'll get to that in a second. Did you have compassion, appreciation, care for somebody else? These are things that we just don't think about often enough because we're not in the moment. That's a whole nother topic, but you're not in the moment. You're just going around, things going around your head, and you just kind of forget. Or did you yell at somebody today? You crazy, you stupid something. Did you call somebody stupid today? By the way, if you call somebody stupid, did that make them smarter? Oh, did you call somebody bad name? Wave a fist at somebody. If, you know, see it all the time. Just be in a traffic jam. You'll see it a lot. When you're going, you hear people yelling at each other from car to car, angry. At what? Oh my. Threaten violence. I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna kill you, man. You hear this kind of stuff all the time. Obviously, you don't literally mean it. 99.999% of the times. But nonetheless, it's words that are said, and words carry energy. Words carry frequency. Oh, and so here's a question that came to me after this hamburger I get to this guy. How does the world set us up for experience? Now, you've heard me say it again, other quotes out of the book. The only reason we're here is for experience. The only experience we have is the one we need. Need? Well, why would I need an experience? So what happens beyond the mortal part? What's the frequency of the vibration that you have? A high vibration, a love kind of vibration, or a very dark and low vibration. So that's how it works. There's no such thing as a coincidence. You may have heard that. That's another quote from the book. So what is a coincidence anyway? It's something we think that's, oh, how timely this just happened. But it's not how we think. Now, think of it this way. And this just fascinates me because I see this all the time now. Maybe that's the point. The odds of me deciding to go to that hamburger place for lunch at that specific time, to the minute, even to the second. I'm going to go down and have a hamburger. That's all on my mind. Nothing else. And then I go and I have the hamburger, and my hamburger falls apart. I've had hamburgers there before. It never happened. What are the odds? You don't think about that. It's no big thing. So you eat the hamburger and you get a free one. How cool is that? And then you walk out the door and you're driving just to go to the parking lot and there's a homeless guy. What are the odds? Now, the lesson is that's the experience. The lesson could be, I'm not saying I would know, but to me, the lesson would be that I can choose to help this person, offer some gratitude, offer some love, offer some compassion, offer some care, and offer them this really big hamburger. You can have something to eat. Or I can just go around the corner, not give it a second thought. It's not even my consciousness. I drive up the road and go home and put it on the countertop and I'll eat it later. And if I don't, it'll probably end up going in the garbage. There's your choice. There's your lesson. Compassion, care, appreciation, love, or there's no care. There's no nothing. There's no even consciousness about what just happened in front of me. And the more I see it every day, something happens. And you may look at things where all of a sudden somebody's in front of you. What a coincidence. Hey, I was just thinking about you and you called. How cool is that? We've had those experiences before. You bump into somebody's feet. Hey, this is cool. What are the chance of meeting here? And it goes on to create something else. And in that something else is a lesson. And it could go either way. So what's the point of a lesson? So I could learn. I don't have to learn anything in this physical realm. What's the point? We learn something from a vibrational standpoint. That's what I'm getting at. Because here we're going to live and we're going to die, and what happens in between. Those who are aware, in my opinion, those who are aware who can see things beyond what they appear. Like this person's here for a reason, that person's here for a reason. And it's not the only story. This happens, the more I think back, it's happened a lot. There's a time I was living in a city called Brampton, and it's not far from here. Some of you may know it. But I'm driving, there's a snowstorm. There's over a foot of snow on the road. Now, the rec center where I used to play squash all the time was closed. But I pulled in there. I can't remember why I had to go in there. I think to cancel an appointment with somebody or whatever. But I pulled in as I'm pulling in the roundabout, going up to the front door. And the snow literally is over a foot thick. And there's a lady walking in there in a skirt and high heel shoes in the snow. Obviously, got caught in the snow, never thought to do anything about it, didn't wear boots or whatever. She's going to pick up her daughter because it was a daycare, and they told all the parents to come and get him. So I said to her, I had a car in the front end drive. I said, "Ma'am, where do you live? Do you live nearby, just a few streets down? Go get your daughter, come on in the car. I'll drive you there because I can make it through the snow." And I did. I dropped her off, not thinking about it, because I only lived a couple blocks away anyway. And she said, "Oh, thank you so much." I said, "No worries. Thanks." I left. The time, and again, you always have to take a look at the timing, what's going on. When you start looking for this or being aware of it, I tell you, it's rather amazing. So anyway, a highway is closed in the wintertime in another part of Ontario where I lived, different time. Going up this highway, it's closed. I didn't know it. So I started hitting up the highway. I get about a mile in, can't turn around. There's nothing you can see. There's snow, white, it's all over the place. I see a red light flashing in the ditch. There's a family in there, a husband, wife, and two kids. Now I got this big old Oldsmobile Tornado. We fit them in the car. It was a front wheel drive, so good weight on the tires. And we went slow. We went there. They were going right to the town where I lived. Didn't even know them. Dropped them off. The odds. The highway's closed, and I just happened to be there. Coincidence? I just happened to be there. Now I can say, geez, somebody else look after it and keep going, or I can do something. These are the lessons. You know? And what I didn't realize at the time is how appreciated I was that I could do that. And this goes on. I met a couple on the highway one time. I had to go measure a kitchen when I was designing kitchens. Come back, there's this couple from Holland hitchhiking. And it looked scrawny. She had her hair was all messed up, and he had a beard that looked dirty. And they traveled across Canada. I picked him up and could you drive me to a motel, please? Okay, so we stopped at a motel. Too expensive. Could you try another one? So I looked at my wife at the time, and kind of she got what we were saying. Why did you come back with our place? We're near the airport. You're going there in a week. Stay with us for the week. So we took him home. We fed him. We went to the neighbors and had a grateful time. And when we went to the airport to drop them off, they didn't have a car, of course. And there was big hugs and tears and so on. They were so appreciative and on their way. The time I'm driving down this highway and this couple is right there. And I just, on a whim, I was going to go the next day to measure this kitchen. I went this day. You getting what I'm saying? And there's all kinds of these little things. Driving down the highway one time, it's busy highway, there's a lady standing on the side, and her tires flat. So I just pulled over, let my car stick out a little bit so the traffic would have to slow down. Changed your tire in 5 minutes and left on the way. So thank you. It's no worries. And you go ahead and I'll be behind you. So I went and she went on her way and I went on my way. Just the timing. It's not possible to be like that. Yet it happens all the time to everybody. And most of the time we don't even see it. And there's so many cases of this. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. And so that's just how it works. So there's your life as lessons. So you've got the experience, and then you can learn the lesson. So once you're aware and you start looking around, and when something happens, some kind of coincidence, you do something, the guy just happens to be standing there, and you've got a spare hammer, you can give it to him or just not even think about it and keep it for yourself. Be aware of that and what you can do. Now you can make a choice, and the choice is a lesson. And the lesson is frequency, good or bad, and the payoff is in not in this lifetime. And again, it opens up a whole new topic, a whole new kettle of fish. But you know, it's just the basics of physics. Energy cannot be transformed, can be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one thing to another. And when we so-called die, it's just a transformation to something else, something greater, something bigger. And that's the whole point of, let me just come in now. And that's the whole point of what we're talking about. You always have the opportunity to do good. You can do bad. You can do evil things. You can do anything you want. Free will choice. Go ahead and do it. But you have to be aware that at the end of this, there's got to be a payoff or a payout of some kind. The payoff is going to be an elevation to energy, to a higher light, towards God, whatever, or, you know, bad energy. Now, I listened to there's a fellow out there that had near-death experience. He died. He was dead for 28 minutes. They had him in the hospital on a gurney with a sheet over his head. What happened was he was one of the nastiest people you could ever know. I mean, this guy was just nasty. He was special forces in Vietnam, and he wanted to get this one major, so he blew up a little hotel, killed 42 people. He would shoot somebody in the head and watch the other side and watch it explode. Literally, they made a movie about this guy. He was so bad. And as soon as somebody moved into the town that he was in, this is down in the south, first thing you do is go up to him and beat him up, just for fun. Take your kid's crutches, literally, and throw them away and run away laughing. I mean, this guy was a real piece of work. After he had had this experience where he lived, the phone wasn't grounded. Lightning came in through the phone, lifted him up off the bed. His boots, the nails of his boots were nailed to or glued or welded to the nails in the floor. He's got an interesting book called Saved by the Light. By the way, it's very good. Anyway, everything changed. I mean, his body was burnt. He couldn't see. He was blind. They had to wear special glasses, and he couldn't figure out why he lived. And he's lying in a gurney, and his buddy, another soldier that he was talking to on the phone, came over, and he was all upset and so on. Also, you see the sheet go, what's going on? Pulled the sheet back. His eyes were open. Said, "Doc, the guy's still alive." And lived to tell about it. So the transformation, what he found on the other side, obviously he had a near-death experience, as most of them do, to find out the reasons why the other side. And one of the things is he went through a life review. And this is very common with anybody who's had a near-death experience. Look into it. And I mean, we're talking millions of people have had this, not just one or two. So when they had a life experience, and in the moment when they're in the light, they see their entire life flash before them every moment. And it happens that quack, that quick. They see every moment, and they get to see from the other person's point of view. So if you hurt somebody verbally, physically, whatever the case may be, you're going to experience it from their point of view, and you're going to feel what they felt. So all these lessons that you have here, on here, the coincidences that you think is a coincidence when you have an opportunity to open a door for somebody or to help somebody cross the street or help somebody in a wheelchair or offer a homeless person with a meal like happened to me today. And again, that wasn't expected. I didn't go plan on giving somebody a meal today. If I run into somebody, I will. I always do. I always got a couple of bucks that I can give them. But the way it's set up today, it just proved to me what life is all about. Because we think it's a physical life. Physical life is our experience to have a different spiritual life on the other side. Because we can't die. It's not possible. It's not even physics. So there you have it. That's why I'm going to read you this one more time and how you have to translate it. Because I could read this a dozen different ways and have a different outcome from it, a different point of view. Life is like the flame of a lamp, soon extinguished when its fuel is exhausted. That means, oh, gee, we're all going to die. Simple meaning. It's not what it means at all. If you take a look at deeper, and that's why I came up with what are we doing with the time we have? Every day goes by, just like yesterday and tomorrow, and before you know it, as most of you or some of you know, that all of a sudden, my God, 72 years just went by. What happened? Where am I? What have I done? How many people have I told how much I love them today? That's when all that started. And that started basically with Qigong. I started teaching Qigong. I watched people get better. They're doing the Qigong. I didn't do it. I just showed them the way, and they do it, and they get better, whatever that means to them, whatever degree of betterness, if you call it that. But the whole point is that these people who are and many of them suffering, all of a sudden now they're feeling better. That hits you actually here. You know what you're doing. And that's when I started to say at the end of every class, hey, have I told you all how much you know me today? And then they started saying it back, have I told you how much I love you today? And then they'd tell their partner at home, the husband, because most of these were women. This is in a cancer class, actually, some 20 some years ago. And then they go home and they tell their husbands, hey, honey, have I told you how much you love me today? And they almost fall out of their seat because that's not the common language anymore. That's just, we just sit there. And she'd keep saying it to them. They would keep saying it to their partners until finally the husband turned around and said, honey, have I told you how much I love you today? He'd jump up and say, yeah, have I told you how much I love you today? And they would laugh. And right in a whole new relationship kind of thing, because now it was the focus. They did a T-shirt to me for me in Chinese said, "Have I told you how much I love you today?" And a little square on it in English that said the exact same thing. I wore it at a Chinese restaurant. It's exactly what it means because they told me. And they said it in Chinese. Ah, cool T-shirt. And so that's that. So yeah, you start paying attention to things like this. Because if you don't, what's the point? Huh. What's the point in having life? You got no love in it, no light in it, no ups, no downs, no this. Everything is a lesson. That's all it is. So pay attention. Final thought to you. Pay attention each and every moment when you're traveling along or when you stop somewhere or you go in a store and all of a sudden, what a coincidence, somebody else you run into or something that you were looking for is not there, but you found it over here. And then over here, something happens. Just to pay, it doesn't have to be big things all the time. It can be little things like, and you miss it. I would have missed that guy, that homeless guy, and I had this hamburger in my hand. I didn't know what to do with it because I already ate. There it was. Found the choice. And the choice shouldn't be a choice at all. It shouldn't be, should I give it to him or should I keep it for myself? I can eat this later. I got it for free after all. Yeah, it'd be really good. Or I'm thinking about yourself at the same time, I don't need another hamburger. This guy could use a hamburger. Hey, want a hamburger? And not give it a second thought, other than the fact that you're aware now. So I hope that that gives you some context to think and look at every little thing that happens because I'm really believing that there's no such thing as a coincidence. I knew that, but I'm thinking that God, the universe, is directing our life in this way, in a certain way, kind of like patting on our backside, carrying along over here to face this situation to have a lesson. And everything is moved that. So it's like life is like I said, zeros and ones. I can go this way, this way, this way, and this way, this way, and then this way, this way, and then this way and it leads you to something and we're not aware of it. Think about that. And, I'd like to know your comments if you have any, if you want to push me in. And if anybody's got a question, go ahead. Well, I guess I got my answer. It's so. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. It's something that I became kind of passionate about today. I just happened to come across this and there it is. So that's
That
all.
was great, George.
Oh, thanks, James. I know she came on a little later, but that's good. You came
Yeah,
on.
I was at church because this is the first day of Lent, and I just got back. And when I got back,
And here I am. Here's the coincidence. So he just got back. When he got back, he turned on here, this channel, and he heard about these little coincidences and helping somebody and the people and so on.
yep.
It's just not that you needed to hear it, but sometimes it's good to hear things. I hear things all the time. Not always, even the bad things are good because there's a lesson there, something to learn. It's always great to have you on, James.
Thank you.
Anytime.
You too. Love you, George.
Love you back, buddy. Love everybody. So I'll close off by saying,
George,
if I told you, yes,
Can
go
I
ahead.
can I share a story?
Please
It's
do.
very closely related to what you did today.
Okay, good.
So I was on my way home and I thought I'll just stop off at the grocery store quickly. And as I was making a left-hand turn, I had a green light, so I didn't stop, but I saw a lady out of the corner of my eye standing on the corner with a sign saying homeless and hungry. So I thought, fine, I'm going to the grocery store. I'll see what I can pick up for her. I would have to go a few kilometers back track and go all the way around a big block to get to her. So I buy her this big sub and I go back and it's like maybe 45 minutes later, she's not there. So I thought, okay, fine. I know that there's other homeless people that are always out on the corners. I'll give
Yeah.
it to somebody else. Not one person was out. I ended up bringing it home myself. Hilarious.
See, you
The,
needed
the pardon?
you needed a sub and didn't even know it.
The intention was there. I didn't buy it for me.
Yeah, I know. These things happen all the time, and the closer I realize it, I look back through my entire life. It's always been that way. And I was saying, well, what a coincidence! What a coincidence! Well, there isn't any. So when you start looking at it in a deeper level, what just happened here? And the question was always why? Why am I here at this moment, at this day? And why did I make the decision to be here out of nowhere? And then something comes up that there's somebody I'm supposed to meet, or it's a homeless person who's hungry, or whatever. How?
Mhm.
So it's not just coincidence. It's we're led to instinctively. So I'm starting to think this way. We're led to this place to do this thing with this person or this automobile or whatever. It could be anything. And then all of a sudden, if you're aware of it, now you have the choice. So is it going to be for, I don't like to say good, bad. Is it going to be for the betterment of a person or humanity or something as simple as giving a sandwich? Or is it more selfishness, which I guess is the negative side of that, and take it for yourself when you don't need it, even when you don't need it.
Yeah.
So you look for things. You see people that you can help out. I was driving, where I lived, my last place. I lived had a big studio and an apartment I built in the back was a loft. One winter night, I'm hungry, so I'm going to go to there's this chicken place, Swiss Chalet, maybe you know of it, in Canada, and it's got rotisserie chicken. It's really good and so on. So I went there to get a double, can I forget this, a double leg dinner. And it comes with, I took the fries and it's got the dipping sauce, those, the thing that for dipping the chicken or the fries in, those Swiss Chalet, you know what I'm talking about. I get a baked potato. It also comes with a bun and butter and so on. Nice little package. So I went to get one. But as I'm driving down the road, and not far, there's a homeless guy sitting there. Hey, buddy, you hungry? I said, yeah. He said, you want chicken dinner? Swiss Chalet? He says, yeah. So I went up there. I asked if he wanted baked potato or fries. And I went up there. I just ordered two. So on the way back, I stopped. I think he was shocked. One down there, hey, buddy, here's your dinner. He kept running over. I thought he was shocked. He didn't think I was going to stop. And I never give it a second thought. That's just like the spur out of the moment. There's so many other things, just little things like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's one that just can make me cry often when I think about it. One year, my wife at the time, 4 kids, they're young, and it was Christmas, and the Salvation Army, as you know, at Christmas time, gets these presents to hand out to people who can't afford presents, having a hard time. So I went to them. I called. I said, look, what we're looking for is a family of 4, husband, wife, and 2 kids who are in need, and we want to sponsor their Christmas. Just like that. I said, well, here's the name, the first names, and you can't have their name or number. You're not allowed. So I said,
Right.
we'll get this. So I said, ask them what the kids want. I had a very good year that year, by the way. And they said, well, here's 7 things she wanted. Here's 7 things he wanted, asked for. So I said, okay, and something for the parents. So then we bought the presents, and the kids got involved, my kids, and we wrapped them up and put them on. And we put the name, we didn't put who it was from. That's up to the parents. And I said, it's not going to be a good Christmas unless they have a Christmas dinner. So we went, and Miracle Mart was a grocery store that was here at that time. So we got $100 gift certificate, which was compared to today, you bought a lot more. So you got a turkey. I'll make sure I give them a certificate for a turkey, and altogether it was $100, but they could buy whatever they wanted. And I never gave it a second thought. So we're having our Christmas when we open up our presents and everything's fine. All of a sudden we get a phone call. Mr. Picard, I got your number from Salvation Army. I demanded that they give it to me. I wanted to call and thank you. So his wife gets on. She's crying. Thank you so much. You made the difference. And then the 2 kids come out one at a time. Every time. Talk about gratitude. after the fact.
Mhm.
So I did it without thinking anything about it. And the biggest gift I got is when he called. Never thought of it. So all these different, but that family, just that, picking that family out of the thousands. Not a coincidence. Somehow it was meant to be. Anyway, pay attention to these little things because it can lead you in a very good way. Open your heart. And sometimes it might even be a bad way. You might go to help something and something might turn out not so good. There's a lesson in there too. So I guess that's it. Well, I had an interesting talk. I enjoyed it. Hope it has some meaning for you. And for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining. If I told you how much you love it today, and always remember peace, love, gratitude, joy, forgive, forget, and let go. And tell somebody you love them today. That's a good start. And we'll see you again in a couple of weeks on the next podcast. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Bye, George. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Janet.